This is what happens when you go live. Testing.
Can anybody hear us out there?
There's nobody on.
Nobody's on.
Hey, we got someone on now. Had to change the link. Sorry about that.
Had a little bit of a technical difficulties going live here.
You know, things happen.
All right, doing a couple updates here. Going. All right, what do we got?
Hello, hello.
All right, guys, can you hear us? Is there anybody out there? I don't see anybody actually on.
Right here.
Oh, yeah, we got two.
That's the people's.
Okay, okay.
Sorry about
Look
the
at that.
confusion here. We are getting back with it.
Yep. Still got two on here.
All right. Sorry for the switcheroo.
Yeah, we're just having some issues here with the live. Sometimes we have issues with it. Sometimes we don't. But this is one of those times.
Here we are.
Oh, we got three people now.
All right.
All
Just
right,
waiting
guys.
for a few more to come over that were on our other stream.
Excuse me.
Craig got the funk while we were on vacation.
Yeah, I get like maybe I don't know if like a head cold or maybe just allergies or sinus infection. I don't know. I feel fine. I just a little congested. Too much California.
Not enough California. Maybe that's what it was. Hi, guys. Sorry.
Four people. Hey, guys.
Had to switch on over.
5 people. All right.
Hi. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Should we get started, Angie? You want to wait a little bit?
Get started. Everyone's coming over from the other stream. Sorry about that.
Yeah, apologize for that, guys. Well, let's get started. So, welcome to VW Garage Talk Podcasts Live. So, we're trying something a little new here. We haven't done this before. We haven't done a live podcast before.
We've just gone live from on the road, but we weren't able to this time because we didn't really have signal too often. But we're back from an 8-day road trip.
Yeah.
Dare I say epic?
It was a great time, and we wanted to do a live feed. We wanted to do a live feed for you guys and interact while we're on the road. But like Angie said, we just didn't have the signal. And,
didn't have the time.
Honestly,
we were vegging out.
Honestly, it wasn't a bad thing. I mean, we had a great time up in the Sequoias. It's just not a lot of signal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, pop in and chat your name, where you're tuning in from, and what do you drive? Yeah,
again, if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Craig. This is my wife, Angie. And
we talk a lot about VW rescues, VW projects, road trips, VW events, and really try to bring the community together. That's the object of this game. Hi, Al. Hi, guys.
Hey, you guys figured it out.
You're here.
Good deal. But yeah, I mean, like and the idea is too we've been traveling lately in the bus. We've traveled in non-Volkswagens a lot of places, but the bus we start doing more, and hoping it's going to start bringing you guys out more, and kind of experiencing what we experience out there. It's just a great feeling to be out camping in your Volkswagen. It does draw a lot of attention. People do come up to you and start talking to you, and they always have a story to tell, and they want to see your setup, and it's really cool, and people like to talk to you, but they're not to the point where you're at your campsite all like nestled in, and they're not like disrespectful, crowded in on you or anything like that. But it's just cool.
Not like VW shows when they just hop in your vehicle, right?
At least, yeah. You hear that, Tony?
Mm-hmm. Heather and James,
what's up?
are on.
James,
Hi.
What's going on, guys?
Boy at Car Club in the house.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining, guys.
When's the Westy coming home? Good question.
Well, that kind of keeps getting kind of delayed, I'd say.
That's my fault.
We had plans of bringing it closer, but we were planning on bringing it to Vegas this last trip, and we left it back out in California. We brought it back to Northern California, kind of in the Fresno area. So we have plans to check out some more parks, and who knows? So maybe I'm hoping. We have to get it back to Arizona in September because we're going to be going to the
ABC Jamboree in Flagstaff.
Yep. So we really want to experience that. We both experienced the last Jamboree at
Jerome.
In Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
We were not in a Volkswagen, but we did get to experience that, which is really cool. We're glad we got to experience that.
Yeah.
We didn't get to go to the last or the first Jamboree in Flagstaff, but we heard about it. We got a lot of tips, and people gave comments, and we got a lot of feedback on it, and it sounds like something we'd like to attend, and we're going to make that happen this year.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that.
Astrid's on.
Astrid, what's going on?
They no longer have their Beetle.
No. One day you and Dave will get another one, maybe.
But they have what year's the Mustang?
Was it, Dave, is it a 71, 72? I forget.
Something like that. They got a cool RV. We're planning,
it's got a 351 Cleveland in it.
Maybe planning on joining us for that ABC Jamboree. That would be
Which
cool.
that'll be awesome. We'd love to hang out.
Are VW prices high out west, like in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I caught Craig looking on Marketplace. He knows.
Yeah, they seem to be, at some of the shows, they are pricing them kind of high. But I mean, even here, you find good deals here and there mixed. I mean, my buddy Tony, I don't know if Tony's on now. He just shared with me a Vanagon Westy, all camping, interior, everything for $6,500, and it went in probably sold in less than a half hour. But I mean, that was really good deal. But they're out there, and you just have to be on the marketplace searching hardcore. I tell Ange, we got to be out there searching. So,
sure we do.
But you do find a deal here and there. But yeah, they are pricey. Mm-hmm. The thing is, they have definitely gone down in price. The market is definitely not a seller's market. It's definitely a buyer's market. There's a 61 walk-through split bus. Here it's lowered, and it's $18,000. It does have rust, but it's got safari windows. It's got like a Wagons West suspension. I think it's IRS rear. And
you said Tony sent you this?
No, this is one I've been searching. I've been looking at for several months.
Okay.
But it keeps dropping.
Live another day.
It started from $25,000 to $18,000. Good deal. It's dove blue, but we'll see.
Yeah. So we went on this magical trip, 8 days. We split it up between VW shows because it was SoCal VW week. And then we went off grid into the Sequoia and Sequoia.
Yep, got my Sequoia shirt on.
Canyon National Parks.
Are they rusty out there? No, they're not rusty out there like they are here.
No
the humidity and salt there really rusts them up here. So that's where they even in California, like, they don't get a Florida Volkswagen, because they rust. But it's just funny. Like, even by the water, like Huntington Beach, the cars seem pretty dry out there. But
and they don't even call it patina out there; they just call it sunburn.
Yeah,
their vehicle's a little sunburned.
But yeah, so we first flew out. We flew into LA.
Last Friday, a week ago.
Hopped in the bus, and then took it out to
Huntington Beach.
Was it? Well, we went.
Anaheim.
Yeah, we went to the.
I'm representing.
She's representing the
DKK, Der Kleiner Kampfwagens. Did I do that justice?
Kampfwagens, yep.
They hosted a laid-back hangout just to kick off the week, and it was pretty cool. They jam-packed a parking lot full of VWs, and of course, once we rolled in the bus with all these shiny cars, we had to park along the fence on the side.
Yeah. But it was really cool. There's just a cool vibe out there. Everyone's so laid back and very friendly. Even like the barn door guys. They'll talk with anybody. Like it's not cliquey out there, which is really cool.
No, everyone's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just great. They actually had free food. They had like a taco bar.
We didn't partake.
No, we didn't eat any of the food because we ate prior. But we had water. They had water there and sodas. I think you got like some drinks there.
Some sodas. But we were there for like 4 or 5 hours, and the cars just kept coming in. I don't think they anticipated there being that big of a turnout. But that was cool. It was a new location. It was a new event. And, the whole goal is to try and revive VW Classic Week. And so that's what they're doing, VW Revival.
Yeah.
That was Friday night.
We stayed there so late that we actually had a campsite, campsite booked. The issue is we spent so much time there that the campsite, we weren't able to, technically it was closed. We weren't able to get it. Able to check in. We weren't going to be there.
They still let us in. And we had to drive down to San Juan Capistrano, which is about 45 minutes south of Anaheim.
Where that show was. But that was a great campground. And they had we had water and power there, which was cool.
Yep. We had rattlesnakes too.
It was a rattlesnake out there right next to us camping. That was pretty wild.
That was fun.
Are the trees wider than the length of the bus? The Sequoias, I'd say General Grant and
those two.
Sherman, I would say
ones.
definitely were bigger than the bus.
Yeah,
I'd say for sure. There does seem to be more shows out west. Florida, there's a lot of shows in Florida, and there's a lot of shows that did take place previously are now they're starting to bring back into the show menu, I guess. The show list, they're starting to come back. The Pure Show was brought back as among one that we just went to, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are just starting shows. I mean, there's so many people that are starting up Cars and Coffee, such as us. We do Cars and Coffee. Some of the other people in the Local Volks group do the same.
And Dubs,
Yep, Dubs,
represent.
Yep.
He's doing a lot of Cars and Coffee and different events.
Yep, in the Hernando area, which is great because there's quite a bit of people in the Hernando area and north of that. But I mean, we even go up there and people from Tampa and Hillsborough, Hillsborough area, they'll go up there too. So it's just, I think it's something new, and people like to go to new places and see new people. Some people don't go that far. So.
Yeah, so we camped in San Juan Capistrano, and then Saturday morning we woke up really early because the Octo bus show started at 6 a.m.
Yep.
So we got to the stadium, and there were a ton of buses, and these are all pre-1967.
Yeah.
So they're pretty cool buses. Mike Effin Garage, he had his cherry picker single cab or whatever you want to call it. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was cool talking with him again.
Ton of buses. There was a big swap meet too.
Yep.
Did you get anything there?
I did. I got that overrider.
Oh, that's right.
For the 61. I got an overrider for the front overrider for the 61, which I needed.
Yep.
Got that.
And yeah, so we hung out there for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
It took a long time for us to like really wind through all of those buses. I don't even know what the final count.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got a final count from them.
But
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we drove over to Old World Village, which was in Huntington Beach. That was a cool, like, little German town. And RVA, Rare Vintage Air, was hosting their d'Elegance. So, like, these were creme de la creme cars there. So Alfonso stayed in the parking lot.
Yeah, at least we were able to get a spot in the parking lot.
Yeah,
it was pretty packed.
But the Desert Dubs represent, out to Arizona Desert Dubs. There was a few of them that rode out, and they have some beautiful cars.
Yeah. Yep.
There's some really nice Porsches out there, and
got to talk to Chris and Garrett out there, Desert Dubs. It was cool.
Yeah.
I talked with them and got some stickers.
Yep.
They may even go up to
ABC?
the ABC show just for the day or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be
maybe
cool.
they'll camp in something, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But what's fun? I heard that your dad wants a Gia convertible for Father's Day.
Oh, wow. Just something I heard.
No mechanical issues.
No mechanical issues on this trip, but the bus stalled. We were up on a hill.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Sequoia park, and the bus stalled, and Craig went to go start it right away, and the key broke in the ignition, like half.
Well, it broke almost like to the end, which was good. So it wasn't far in the too far in the ignition.
Mm-hmm.
And not too far in there.
Yeah.
So
thankfully he was able to still start and turn off the ignition with the other half of the key. It was like the right placement. Yeah.
Yeah, I lucked out there. But as I was slowing down, it just died. I don't know why. The filter, the air filter, was pretty dirty. Because even when we were in
5,000 miles of all kinds of shenanigans that we've been
in the desert, going to the desert bar, and then all the dust. And then being at Busted by the Bridge too is dusty out there. But really going into when we drove into the desert bar there, and where was that?
That was in Parker, Arizona.
Yeah.
John and Dan were with us, and we went off-roading.
But we did go off-roading. That was a cool experience. I don't want to do that again. But it was.
The suspension was good. Everything was good. The tires were good.
Yeah. It was just only.
It wasn't
4x4 trucks and side-by-sides, Jeeps, and then the bus.
Yeah.
People like looking at the bus. It was funny, but we didn't get stuck.
Yeah. But no, that was the only thing that happened to us this trip. And we continued driving it as is until our last day. We were able to first we went to Home Depot to try and get a pick set.
So we went to a Home Depot, and they had just picks, which was fine. I just needed something. I just want something cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I was even trying to go to the dollar store, see if they had something, but we were at a Home Depot, and one of the guys. So I tried to get a couple spares, a key made. That's why we went to Home Depot. Wanted to get some keys made, and we went there, and they didn't have the blank, and they recommended going to this other. Locksmith he recommended in Fresno, which is another 15 minutes away. Fresno's a big area, so we were in Home Depot in Fresno, but it seemed like we couldn't get out of Fresno unless we were so big. But so we went to this place. I said, "Hey, so and so recommended. Can you make this lock or this key?" Went in there, boom, made me two. I asked for two, he made me two, and then I asked if he had some picks, and we just grabbed a few things that you could try this, and I went
2
in
minutes.
There.
You had it out of there.
Yeah, I had it out. So I lucked out that way.
Yeah. But we had a ton of people reaching out saying, try the hot glue trick, and I mean, we were in the middle of nowhere. We had no signal, and the lady at the general store, she's like, "Oh, try a piece of chewing gum." We just didn't want to get anything stuck in there.
Yeah, I don't want to. My thing is, I don't want to put anything like that in there. I don't want to get something stuck in the tumblers and really mess something up. That's my thing. Dirt or a piece of glue gets stuck in there, hangs up the tumbler, and your
if it was way in there, we might have tried something.
I might have tried something more.
Yeah, she even said trying a potato. I've never heard
People
of that
said, yeah, I don't know. But I was like, no, I'll go the pick route.
Heather and James said, that's good you didn't need the Lego mechanic.
No, but we had him on. We still have him on the dash.
I was thanking him all the time for getting us through those little switchbacks.
He falls down every now and again. We got to pick him back up.
Yep. Oh, fun. What else? Do air-cooled VWs run better out west with the less humidity?
That actually is something I don't know. I mean, I think it's just the heat in general that affects it. Now, there's a company out there that makes like water misters that go in the back of the I think it's like in the back of the fan shroud. It blows like water in through that, which I wouldn't think would be a good thing, but some people said it's not bad. But I mean, the temperature is what fix it. Even if it's it gets real hot. So 93, when it's 93 here, it doesn't feel like 93. It feels like 100 and something. Where usually out west, if it's 93, it feels like 93. If it's 100, it feels like 100 something, whatever. I don't know. I mean, they run hot out there too. People do oil coolers out there. I mean, just like Florida, just any hot weather, they'll do that. But you could run different viscosity oils. People, I don't want to get into the oil viscosity debate, but people. I still run 2050. I run 2050 here in Florida all year long. I am running 2050 out there currently. I did on the first trip. I ran 2050, like 2 quarts of 2050, and then I put a quart of 10W30. I mixed that in there too, just to try to thin the viscosity up a little bit. It's a new engine, so
it ran well. Up in the mountains. We had nice cool breeze. You were doing a lot of switchbacks, a lot of incline.
This time it was tough. Up when we were in the Sequoias, I mean, it's like hairpin turns. Like it's like, I've done Tail of the Dragon on a motorcycle, and it was the same thing. I'm trying to floor it, and sometimes I couldn't get out of second gear. So that was tough.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking.
Going like 20 miles around mountains, and not falling off on the other side.
Yeah.
On the hill, but it was pretty. It was worth it.
Yeah. Going back to VW week, we Sunday was the Huntington Beach show. So Cowabunga Van Clan hosts buses on the pier, and I think it's kind of like a if you know type of deal to be able to get on the pier, invite only, or you've been doing it for so many years. But there were a ton of VWs in the parking lot too. It was going on the same time as the new VW Revival show. So it was a little difficult to try and do both. A lot of people had to pick and choose which event to do. We tried and ended up making it to both, but we spent a lot of time at Huntington Beach. It was just awesome.
Huntington
awesome
Beach is
weather,
so awesome. Yeah, it's
awesome
cool.
vibe.
Yeah, I think that's our favorite place in California when we go.
I don't even know how many buses were on the pier. It was just so cool.
Yeah,
all lined up, and there were so many people just in awe, just taking pictures, videos. Like everyone loved being out there,
and like even in the parking lot. So the whole pier, and then coming out, and it was all like lined up in the parking lot too. So there was quite a bit. It was. What kind of motorcycle? I had a Harley Ultra Classic, so like a dresser. My best friend and I went out there. He took me out for my bachelor. Him and I just our own thing, a bachelor party. Yeah, 7 years ago. So him and I, he had his Harley. He had a Heritage Softail, beautiful bike, all done up, and we drove from Florida on the bikes all the way up to Tennessee
and back.
It was sore, but I had cruise control on mine, which was nice.
Yeah. So, we hung out at the pier, drove the Pacific Coast Highway. That was magical that was really nice. For me. I was Woosa, that was my jam. We kept driving south, and at one point, you said, we have to turn and get to the campground. I was like, just keep going, please. So we made it all the way down to Dana Point. We went through some really nice neighborhoods there, but it was just so beautiful, having the beach alongside of you. And, sometimes you have the cliffs and the houses, right there, some of the mansions that look like, but, really cool environment, different beach scene than here.
Yeah. Are we going to organize another show locally this year?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we put a couple shows together like a few years ago, like in our town, and all car shows, and it was a lot of work. But I mean, we didn't charge anything for it. I mean, it was people just came in, and we called it like a cruising, and we got together with the businesses downtown, and they actually funded like the trophies, everything for the trophies. They funded all that kind of stuff. And so, which was great. But it brought in so much revenue into the city. All the businesses were appreciative of the show. They want another show.
Yeah.
We did one more show, and we
had to turn people away. There were
it just got too big, and it was upset a lot of people because we kind of did it in
a residential area.
A residential area with like apartments and stuff like that in the businesses, and the cars took up a lot of spots that they weren't supposed to because we had so many cars, and some of the residents got upset, which I understand. So we decided we're not going to do it again. But
never say never. But
never say never. But
other groups that are trying to revive shows and make other car shows. There's something going on everywhere.
Yeah.
There's VFWs having car shows,
cars and coffee and stuff.
There's different churches, all different types of places that I think when our local group hears about it, they share that too, because it's an opportunity for VWs to show up. I know the Filthy Buggers group does that too. When there's an all car show, they try and get as many people as possible just to kind of represent all the VWs there.
Yeah.
Want to know about your freeway flyer on the Westy? Is that more convenient with the highways?
Yes, I do have a freeway flyer in it. It's good on flat roads, on the mountains, stuff like that. Not so much out west. Florida, it's great. There are times I get to go like 70 miles an hour out there. I would cruise at 70 miles an hour. It would go faster, but I just don't want to take it too far. Like I said, it's still a new transmission and engine, and now I guess it's got 5,000 miles on it. But I'm just trying to take it easy on it. I like to cruise at like 60 miles an hour. So I think that 60, 65 is good, which I try to keep it at. I just wanted to lower the RPMs as I'm doing that, just less wear on the engine. But yeah, I like it. I'm happy I went with the choice. There's times where, going up hills and stuff like that, I have to go into third gear or second gear. I mean, it's just a 456 gear ring and pinion and fourth gear. All the first through third are all the original gears. So, I mean, there's times I just don't have that much power. It's still 60 and 41, but I don't have the oomph to go up these hills, which kind of stinks when you have a line of traffic behind you and your hazards on, you're going up the mountain, like in a 45 and, I'm going 15 miles an hour. That's tough, but bigger engine would be good, but then bigger engine comes bigger problems. So I am a stock engine guy. I don't like anything really bigger than a stock engine. I don't like dual carbs, double the problems, linkage, things like that. I like being able to tune one carb, mess with one carb if something happens. I like electronic ignition. I don't like points. I don't like to mess with. You might have point issue. You might have condenser issue. To me, it's just easier just drop in the electronic ignition. I have Petronics. I have the same Petronics in my Beetle that I've had for 20 years. I haven't had any issues with it. The Petronics that's in the bus now is the Petronics that was in the bus when I bought it. And I don't know anything about that, how long that's been. So I've had nothing but success with Petronics products. Some people beg to differ. Maybe people are buying newer stuff and they're having issues with the newer products of Petronics, but I haven't had anything. I mean, I haven't bought anything new, but I think I'll stick with Petronics. But other than that, stock and stock carb, everything.
Yep.
Not vacuum advance. I don't have vacuum advance.
We have a few more people on. Let us know where
hey guys, thanks for joining.
Where you're
Appreciate
watching and what you drive.
Yep.
Astra did confirm that Dave's Mustang is a 71.
It is 71. Okay, I figured Dave. I got to call Dave too. It's been a while since I've talked to Dave, and I know we've been all over the place. Yeah, guys, what do you, and I had a question for you guys. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer more Volkswagen, like our Volkswagen stuff, or do you like more of the Park stuff?
Or the combination?
Or the combination?
Parks in the VWs?
Parks in the VWs, or just Parks, or just Volkswagens? I was just curious. It's just something I've been thinking about. I was wondering what people like to see more. I mean, I like it all.
Yeah. So let's go back to.
But I do like the Parks.
VW
I think I'm liking. Yeah, VW week. Sorry.
Well,
jumping off.
After VW week, we had an appointment with VW's magazine to go tour their headquarters. So that was really cool. That happened to be on International VW Bus Day.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool that we were able to kind of celebrate, if you will, like another milestone of us making this trip across the country in the bus and, being there and touring and hanging out with Shin and Sandy. So
it was very cool hanging out with them both,
cool.
And they're very nice.
Got to see Shin's Beetle.
Yeah, it took us in the back. Said, hey, let me show you my car.
We saw it at Silverado.
We did see it at Silverado.
We got to see under the hood and inside a little more.
It's more intimate being there.
Yeah.
Just the three of us, and we were just hanging out, looking at it, and just pointing different things out, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then seeing the office and seeing some of the old memorabilia they had.
We got some swag.
Got some stickers
and keychain and things.
Yep.
But they recommended us stopping by Wolfsburg West, and we were able to do that too. So that was really cool. Carla gave us, she's one of the owners, she gave us a tour. We saw her convertible Beetle out front.
Yep.
And then they had 3 VWs that were in the family that they had in the back of the warehouse. I still have to post some of those pictures, but it was just really cool touring the place and getting some history. And they have a lot of collector items as far as old artwork for old VW events and just some really cool memorabilia and things in there. So that was a real treat going over there.
Yeah, and they had some of the old workers that are still there, like 38 years.
Yeah,
which is really cool. Her Carla's daughter was there. She said, hey, this is my daughter. It just seemed like a cool, fun
and it was so
place
organized.
Everything was, and it's all like German parts, good quality parts.
And you got some parts.
I did get some parts. So if you guys remember, when we were at the Silverado show, I picked up an oil bath, the stock setup for the bus, and so I had decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to run the stock oil bath, and so
especially because yours is so filthy.
So the air filter was dirty, and I like, you know what? I like stock, so I wanted to maybe throw that on there. So I bought some heater hoses and other breather hoses, and it's nice seeing the German, the old braided stuff. It's just really cool. So I got all that stuff, and then I bought some oil while we were in Fresno, right next door to the locks, where I get the locks done. I wound up getting some of that. Some oil. I think what else I got? A brake cleaner there just to have, and then picked up the rest of the supplies there. Yeah, and pretty cool. Actually assembled it on when we parked Alfonso. I did the whole thing.
So we haven't driven it yet to experience any difference,
right?
But we'll keep you posted on our next adventure.
Yeah.
But then that's when we headed up to Chino Hills. So we went a little further north. We got alerts on our phone from the weather app that there was hail and a big storm brewing. So we didn't know where to take cover. We had just gotten to my quirky road stop of the trip, which was the historic site of McDonald's. So we learned some McDonald's history and saw some creepy yet nostalgic items there. So that was fun. But the storm ended up blowing over and we didn't get affected at all.
No.
But yeah, we drove up to Chino Hills State Park and we spent the night there. Real peaceful out there, kind of in a valley. And that was really nice. And then from there is when we headed up to Sequoia.
Yes, it looks like Ash should figured out how to use the chat, which is cool. People like both, okay? People like
combination, both. Tell us about your adventures.
And then is there any nationwide air-cooled enthusiast clubs?
Nationwide? There's a ton of Facebook groups.
Yeah,
I think
there's so many.
nationwide would be the Samba, right?
If there's one,
I wouldn't say it's a group,
that's worldwide. I mean, they're all over the different countries and everything around that. I mean, that's the biggest platform.
We even
that's
have
what I started out on.
A subscriber who is helping us try to locate your
my old
mango,
61,
out in UK.
Yeah.
So he's posting in his groups out there. Craig's trying to reunite with it. That's the one that got away.
Yeah, I mean, I had it slammed. I'm not into the slam rides anymore. Like, I wouldn't want it slammed, but I mean, I wouldn't
Getting older.
Yeah. I like the practicality now. After like camping and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm done with now I could actually drive over things. And like I said, we drove over in the hills, up in the desert and everything like that. So, but no, it would just be cool to see it if we went out there or just see some pictures of it. I just like to know that it's good and someone's enjoying it and having fun with it. Because the first guy, the gentleman that got it, when I went to Cornwall, he put camping interior in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think it was like homemade. Yep, painted, did the metal work, raised it up just a little bit. Not much, but yeah. So it was kind of cool.
That's neat.
What do we get?
Need to find some shows near Northern Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
We were just talking to someone about hot August nights.
Yeah.
Someone from Las Vegas, and I don't think they've ever been.
In Vegas, I forget who it was. I remember you talking about that.
Mm-hmm. That was a cool experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Sequoias. We were driving and all of a sudden we start seeing all these piles on the road, and we joked like, what are those cow piles? And then further we got, we see some horses on the side of the road. Some people saddled up and on horses. Then a little further, we see these signs on horse trailers saying that there was a cattle drive, and we have never experienced this before. Mm-hmm. But apparently they were moving hundreds of cow from one area down the mountain, 16 miles up the mountain, and they were going to take 5 days to do this. So we were stuck in the middle of this shenanigans, and there were cow on our left, cow on our right, cow in front of us. We had to go really slow.
Yeah, it was an experience. They're all like screaming, mooing. Like,
I think funny. We laughed so hard.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience.
That was.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like City Slickers.
That's funny. We first camped, we were recommended to go to Lower Peppermint Campground, and I hesitate to share where we went because it is like a hidden gem. You just want to kind of keep it private and only if you know about it to go experience it. We were the only ones there besides the camp host.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. We got there really late at night. The sun had set already, and trying to do some of those switchbacks was a little nervousing. But yeah. Beautiful. We woke up surrounded by pine trees, and it was just so amazing. There was a creek behind us, or a river. Oh, the Peppermint River was there. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
We went to a waterfall over there, did a little hike, enjoyed that. And then went further into the Sequoias. And the trees just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yep. Then finally getting to see the General Sherman and General Grant. Those are big trees. Holy moly.
Yeah, massive. I think Heather asked earlier, James, I forgot the dimensions, but in volume at the base, like it was huge. What is the bus? 22 feet. So yeah, the tree's
Is it 22? It's not even that feet. No, because the the storage is like 18 feet or 20 feet, and it's got. Here you go. Diameter is 40 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, circumference at its base, 107 feet. That was a General Grant tree. Pretty massive. You feel very tiny.
That's the biggest. Isn't that the biggest tree? Biggest Sequoia?
That's the largest.
As far as the
base.
The base,
yeah.
Not the height or volume. If you do the Sherman's the overall biggest.
Largest by volume.
Yeah, by volume.
Mm-hmm.
But it has a smaller base.
David Astrid say you can also see giant sequoias a few hours south of us in Calaveras Big Trees Park.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Air-cooled lifestyle is all about the camaraderie and meeting like-minded people and the adventure. So it's great to hear about everything, the cars and the experiences.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Vanna asked if we had
Vanessa.
Vanna, how you doing? We did not have to adjust the carbs. I think the fires. I think we're only up 7,000 feet. So we didn't do any adjustments. Mm-hmm. It seemed to run fine. I think the car might have been. I think the filter was a little gummed up. It was pretty dirty. So that was something I wanted to address. But yeah, so we went ahead and put the stock oil bath on there. We parked it. We didn't get to drive to see how it is. So hopefully we'll see a little difference. But yeah. But no adjustments. And I was kind of wondering if I'd have to do that as well. But no.
Yeah, everything seems
to be running good.
Smooth sailing.
Thankfully.
I think that little stall was just a hiccup. We were going uphill and
like
you were
flooring. I'm
ready
gunning
to turn.
it. Yeah, I'm like gunning it. And it's like bogging down. Like I think that just finally letting off the gas just, choked itself out and then just died. But yeah, running good. No issues with the engine
just
running. The shifting. I don't know if I have an adjustment or what going on, but shifting is a little difficult. That's the only thing. I had dropped the transmission when I put it in, and I bent the shift coupler.
Likely.
And I definitely did, and I replaced that, and I'm still having issues shifting. And I wound up moving the shift plate, and I might have found a bad spot. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, shifting is definitely an issue right now.
That's some big wood. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Glad y'all got to see those trees. One never knows when our next fire out here will take them down. Yeah, we saw a lot of trees that were burned, either prescribed burn or natural. And
we actually saw a actual fire happening. All the cops are flying down the road and people putting out fires, stuff like that. Now, where was that? I'm trying to think of the town.
That was.
It was hot there. It was
near Lindsay, I think.
Yeah, it was hot.
Three Rivers area.
Something like that. Yeah, and there was a big fire. I think a building burnt down. It was like in a farm area.
Yeah.
Kind of rural, but there's planes going by, dumping water on the property.
Oh yeah, we were near a lake, so.
Yeah, there's a lake by there.
Was Lake Isabella. I don't know. We drove through so many cool areas.
Yeah, but
yeah, the tree next to, well, there's quite a few trees next to General Grant. There's like a lot of giants in that area. It's like every other tree almost had some burn marks, and even General Grant tree on the backside, you can see some scarring. That was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, saw a lot of deer out there, a lot of squirrels,
a lot of rabbit.
Oh yeah, a lot of
tons of rabbits running around.
A lot of hares.
Yep. I'm trying to think what else. We didn't see any bear, unfortunately. We were hoping to see.
Unfortunately.
Well, when we were driving, we wanted to see. Yeah, we want to see one in the distance
from inside the bus.
Yeah.
But not gonna lie, there was one night when we slept in Big Meadows Campground. I did not sleep until 6 a.m. when it was light out.
Yeah.
And I slept for 2 hours. There were spots that I saw that when I woke up the next morning, I realized they were just tree stumps, but I swear they were moving. You making noises in the middle of the night. I didn't know if it was you or if it was something outside. So I was a little nervous. I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
We were right by a creek. we had these giant bear boxes. So we don't have them here at our campgrounds. I've never seen them before. There's these giant metal bins at each campsite, and they require you to put all of your food items, anything that may smell like food, put them in there and lock them up at night.
Yeah.
So, here we are getting ready to go to sleep with the pop top open. And I'm like, do you think you could smell what's in the cooler?
Yeah, I started stuffing everything. I thought that was convenient because we had so much stuff in the bus. Yeah, we're like, we're tripping over stuff in the middle of the night, trying to get out to go to the bathroom or whatever. But I was like, you know what, we're clearing the whole thing out. And
I held it the whole night.
Yeah, I stuffed everything mostly everything in that bear box, which was nice.
That's a cute bear. I wish I saw that bear.
Yeah. But
yeah. But
that's right. I think what else favorite.
We then went into Kings Canyon National Park, and it's kind of funny because they're so intertwined together, the two parks.
Mm-hmm.
One moment you'll see a sign that says leaving Sequoia, and then you'll be back in Sequoia again. Just the way their territory is laid out.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So Kings Canyon, we went pretty far in. You had maybe a quarter tank of gas?
Yeah.
And while we're in the middle of the national park, there was one gas station, and we only drove 5 miles, but it was a lot of switchbacks, a lot of
still
turns.
Second gear, cruising second gear the whole time. It took a long time.
And we joked as we were getting there, like, it's going to be our luck that there's going to be no gas or something's going to happen. So we debated about it, like, oh, they would have put a sign up at the main road, right? We get down there, the gas tanks are all cautioned off, taped off. So they were doing an inspection right then and there and said it would be a few hours. And thankfully we have the 5-gallon reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And added that in. And by the time you were done with that, they finished one pump and allowed us to pump gas. But that was a little scary. So that was funny. In hindsight, it was funny.
Yeah. It was nice down there. It was
Hume
nice.
Lake.
Yeah, Hume Lake. Hume Lake was very nice.
There's a big lodge. I think it was a Christian campground. There was a chapel. There was a general store. There was a big pool, lake activities. There was a lot of stuff going on, and we didn't even explore that whole area.
Yeah.
We had to hike it back up so that we can go check out some waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little picnic at Grizzly Falls. That was really pretty. I think that was 80-foot falls. That was really nice. That went into the river. And then we went further up, almost completely to the end of the park, and we saw Roaring River Falls, and that one was 40 feet. Those were both really nice.
The weather was really nice. It was just nice getting a different weather, because it's been very, we were having a pretty hot, muggy May, and it was just nice going out west. And there were areas in California that got 93, which was hot. But then we're in areas up northern in the Sequoia and stuff like that. It's in the 50s, at night, and we're in sweaters and stuff like that. And then warms up to the 70s, upper 70s, maybe 80. And so it was just nice with no humidity.
Yeah, it was
just that we enjoyed that too.
Just being under the canopy of trees. It was just
the scenery. It was just the scenery is what did it, but it was just nice having that cooler weather too. Yeah. I love the heat, but it was just a cool all experience. But when is the next trip?
Maybe 4th of July weekend. That's only in a month, so less than a month. So we have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see. We want to move the bus closer to Arizona, so we may start doing that.
We're only not even an hour away where the bus is parked, or maybe an hour away from Yosemite. So we really want to incorporate that next, and then start shifting east. So I know a couple of people mentioned we should do Grand Canyon and take Route 66. We did that a few years ago in a minivan, Chrysler Pacifica, to be exact. And that was a lot of fun. That was our first real experience going off grid and camping in a vehicle.
Yeah. And, we did that for 10 days.
Yeah,
that was really cool. I went to 5 different states. So that was fun. It's nice having the comfort of normal car with AC and, and having to go 20 miles up in the mountains.
Yeah.
But, it's cool with the nostalgia of the Volkswagen though. But
for sure.
It's, it was fun doing that. And then we've done camping. Well, not camping trips, but we've done trips to parks in the Subaru when we had the Subaru out back. And that was fun too.
Yeah. Tennessee, we did a bunch of state parks there.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, went to a bunch of parks.
Yeah. But this marked Sequoia and Kings Canyon marked 15 national parks out of 63. So we're getting there.
Yeah, that we've gone. So it was a cool experience, and we just love going to the parks. It's just, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Just
you never know what's around the next corner, and that's kind of exciting for me. Someone who usually likes to plan everything. I've been very go with the flow on these trips, and it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we will probably do Yosemite next and maybe make our way to Vegas. Dave, Astrid, you can meet us in Vegas in your RV and we can all cruise to Flagstaff.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that. We'll hit that up. We'll just head out there together. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. But yeah. So after that, I don't know when the next trip will be. I mean, we'll have to kind of play it by ear. Every time we go out there to the shows, we learn about more shows.
Yeah.
And it's just like
people passing out flyers.
Yeah. Our plan was maybe to take it back home, closer to home. Then it was like, oh, well, these shows are going on. So we keep the bus out there again, and we come back and check out those shows.
At Buses by the Bridge, we learned about Silverado, we learned about Black Star, which we didn't go to this past week.
Yeah.
That would have been Wednesday through Saturday or Sunday. And the El Prado car show was this weekend.
Yeah.
We were anticipating doing that, but decided to maybe split up some of our time and go up to the national parks instead.
Yeah, Volkswagen shows are fun, obviously, but we want to have our time with the parks as well. We enjoy that.
Will the Westy be home for Bug Jam?
No, it's not going to be home for Bug Jam.
No.
I hope maybe by January, but no, definitely won't be home for Bug Jam.
That's the goal. I'm trying to convince him to go up to New England area for fall, though.
Yeah, we want to, but we're going to be, we'll be in Arizona.
Yeah, well, September.
Well, like New Hampshire and stuff like that, it's like September.
I think there's a show in Idaho at the Springs.
August, September would be key up there. So we'll see. I definitely want to do that too. And then, like I said, I got
Bug Jam two
other projects I'm working on here.
We have a 71 Westy in the backyard. Or no, it's not a Westy.
Well, I wasn't even counting that one. Yeah, I got the 71 deluxe passenger bus in the backyard. We got that. I got my 61 sub hatch that I'm trying to concentrate on, and then I have a non-Volkswagen that
I haven't shared that yet.
Yeah, that
What is it? A Ford Econoline?
It's a Econoline. It's a conversion van.
He wants to camp in this now too.
Yeah, this thing's awesome. I love it. But
awesome. It smells like mothballs and. Some old lady had it.
An old lady had it. The engine's stuck. I've been putting Marvel Mystery Oil in it, but I don't know. I haven't tried it in a while. But my buddy and I, Russell, that was on the channel. Him and I rescued the 71. Russell's a mechanic, and he's a good mechanic. He's very knowledgeable. And what he said, what we'll do is we'll just pull the engine and just rebuild it. We'll just check everything's, put new bearings in it, just get it going. So I think that's what I want to do. If we're going to be cruising in the thing, I want it to be reliable like Alfonso. I feel comfortable in Alfonso with new transmission, new engine. I wanted the same with this van, and it's nice. The van's been converted to R134 AC, which is nice. It's got AC, rear AC too. But the inside, it's got like the bed that, it's electronic bed a couch, I guess. A bench.
It's all like crushed velvet.
Yeah, it's cool, but
it's
electronic and it folds onto a bed. It's got like a TV in there. It's got caption chairs in the back, and then TV, VCR, all that stuff.
I like the suggestion.
It's got all like
you guys should have a
sconce lights all in there.
Also.
Yeah, I know. Uncle
have an East Coast
Uncle
bus.
Joe,
have a West Coast bus.
Yeah. Well, we keep it with family in Mass. But
I want to see Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. That'd be nice. Maybe in like a September or October before it gets too cold.
That'd be awesome to have property. I know, Dad, we had property in Maine. We should have built like a cabin or something on it. But man, that would have been cool just to have the property there. But
you had too many Volkswagens.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's New England's beautiful. And I think, what was it? Not even a year ago, we looked at like Maine and New Hampshire, Vermont, like different things, like top 10 things to do.
Yep.
And Maine, it was just,
I had my whole map already planned
you had it out. Yeah. That's when the time we were picking out different areas, but it was cool.
For sure.
But yeah.
You can leave it at Uncle Joe's. Yeah.
Yeah.
The leaf color changes up north. Yes. It's so nice. We went up to Boston and Salem October a few years ago. Don't go to Salem on Halloween. It's too busy.
Or go on Halloween. It is busy.
It's too busy.
Usually we go up there to see family. We go up, like, I don't know, Boston. We go to Boston, but Salem. I love Salem. I love going to Salem. It's cool. It's a college town too. But there's a lot of cool coffee shops and different things there. It's really cool, the history there, and it's a neat little town. If you like horror stuff, definitely a place to go.
Yeah. Go ghost hunting.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. So what are the next car shows you guys are going to? It's getting a little hot here for car shows, so our season's slowing down.
It's funny, when we had a discussion
with the Kakalakis. What's going on over there?
Yeah, Van, anything going up out there? We're talking about the show season with the California crew. I said, yeah, ours is ending. It's just too humid, muggy.
Theirs is just starting.
Yeah, theirs is like, no, ours is still going. I mean, it's just. But the weather, it is different weather out there. I mean, it gets cool. Even though it gets hot out there, it gets cool in the morning, cool at night. It's I don't know, it's comfortable. But yeah, it's just the weather is just different here. So today, down here, we put together cars and coffee. So, get there at 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, everyone goes home. And, at that time.
Yeah. Rocky's trying to do some
in the morning, it's usually
too.
Yeah. In the morning, it's usually like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock is probably in the 80s, mid to upper 80s then. And then
Euro tuning at the end of June. Is that a Cars and Coffee?
Okay, Euro tuning. Yeah, they do Cars and Coffee. It's water cooled. So yeah, James. So with they probably like seeing the Corrado there. I want to do. I remember when they were doing the first one. I had my GTI at the time, and I was like, I want to go. And then the engine blew. I replaced I had the timing belt replaced on it, but I didn't replace the timing chains. And I think that somehow binded up. It got loose, and the whole cam the pulley just ripped right up, twisted right off the cam. I was like, terrible. I love that car. That car.
That was your little truck.
I hauled everything. I hauled like on the roof rack 2x6x16s, 4x4s. The inside, I had transmissions I was hauling. I hauled 7 totes of parts. And when I bought my convertible, my 70 Vert, and then I had 2 steering columns in there, and oh man, I had so much stuff. I think that was a great car. I love that car.
Yep. Let's see, a fall trip to Berkshire.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Western Mass.
Yeah. New Hampshire would be beautiful. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One of these years, we'll get there.
That would be cool. Mount Washington, even up in Mount Washington, it gets so cold. Well, if you climbed it, we're not going to climb it. But I mean, I heard something. It's like the coldest recorded temperature. I think it was like, it might have been like -100 or something like that, or something crazy up in there, which is pretty cold.
I feel like we've talked about parks and travel more than VWs this time.
Yeah, I mean, because I think most of the time we were in parks this time. We spent 3 days Volkswagen shows, and the rest was in the parks exploring.
Yeah.
Driving through the trees, driving through what was that?
It's a tunnel log.
The tunnel log.
Yeah, there was a giant tree that was knocked over and cut out, and you can drive through it. So of course we had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's nice when it runs smoothly. That's you're 100% correct. You always wonder, like, especially when you start going like a real rural town or in the middle of like the desert or something like that. You're like, hope we don't break down here. I think still running, but I had 2 great people do the engine and transmission. The guy that Eric built my engine, he worked for Volkswagen in the early 60s. And he was 81 years old. He rebuilt my engine, and he's very like particular. Like I had to go through 2 different cases, all different cams, parts, until we had to get the perfect. It had to be perfect. And the gentleman that built my transmission, Jim, I think he's in his late 70s. Yeah. And he worked for Volkswagen too. They both worked together at Volkswagen, Eric and Jim. And
we just met someone else that worked at Volkswagen out in California.
Yeah, I forget who that was, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, I had two old timers building this, so they did a great job, and I trusted them. Yeah, they were seasoned. They know what they're doing. So all these shops have this guy Jim build their when they need transmissions, they send them all to him. But he's getting older. He's going to be retiring soon, so people are freaking out. Like, we better get all our transmissions done as we can. But he's building. He's doing it. And good price too. Redone? Yeah, I want to do the Beetle too, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with the 61 bus.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'd love to do an IRS conversion in that, but I don't want to go any low. I want kind of trying to not raise the bus, but I got bigger tires on it. I think
gonna do Shasta one year.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a Shasta bus.
I don't know about that,
but so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, maybe not Shasta. I don't like the cold. I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. I don't like cold. So
imagine getting stuck out there or camping in it. We need to insulate it a heck of a lot more.
There was times it was too cold, even on this trip. Like in the bus, I had 3 blankets on, a sweater. Too. Yeah, I had cold or cold maybe. But yeah, it was negative 47 on January 19th at Mount Washington. God dang.
Wind chill.
Yeah, that's what it was. Maybe it was a wind chill. My boss was telling me, or my old boss was telling me, yeah, it was like a negative 100 or something like that. That's the wind chill, that's what it was. I'm like, because he lived in New Hampshire too. He's from New Hampshire. But yeah, that's too cold. Yeah, the CRX needs some AC. Man, it is hot. Like, I was thinking about selling my daily driver. I'm like, man, I got so many cars. I could just drive the Volkswagens. One, drive it up the street. But I'm like, after getting out of my shop truck, and then going, into the car, I'm like, God, it's so hot. Like the humidity just kills you. So I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. When the Beetle was my daily driver, I was able to do it, but I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. Now he wants to get a truck, wants to get a trailer because he wants to do more rescues.
But yeah, so yes, there's
now that. Leads are coming to us. We're away at a show, and someone knocked on our door with a lead, and that was in where, Montana or something?
Yeah, Montana. A guy selling a shop, and he had
and a bus.
He had like a huge storage unit, and just wanted to get rid of everything. The parts in it was like for $4,000, but I passed on it.
Yeah.
It
sounded like a cool idea.
Yeah,
but then
it just
reality hit.
Like, yeah, where are you gonna put everything?
Where are we gonna put everything? Yeah. How are we gonna sell it?
Yeah, and now we're doing more traveling, and we're trying to. We don't have time for the project.
We don't want chains
as much. Yeah, so but the more I think this van I really love. Like when I saw this van, I like boogie vans, street vans. My buddy had an old 78 Dodge, which I should have got. He was going to give to me a really good deal back in like 2008 or something, 09. And I just wasn't in the situation to do that at the time. And which is really cool. That van, the guy that owns that van
now
is a Volkswagen guy I met at a show at Noto. Mm-hmm. And he's got a cool Italian bay because I guess bay windows in 71 they only had white and red, and this one was baby blue, and it's from Italy. I guess Italy they had different colors, and wherever they shipped them. But yeah, it's all patinaed out, and he's got all the documents on it and everything in Italian. It's complete with all the camping. It was pretty cool. But I saw his Orlando Street Vans.
Sticker.
Shout out to Orlando Street Vans. Saw a sticker on the back, and I said, "Hey, you know them?" Because I'm friends with some of the guys there. And so we started talking, and I said, I started showing me his pictures, and then I saw the van. I said, "That's my buddy's van." Anyway, my buddy and him were able to get together, and my buddy saw his. They live in the same town too. It's crazy.
The bus went up north and made it way back here, and lives in the same town.
I think it went to New York or something at the time. I forget hers, but anyway, it's back in Florida. He owns it, and
so you're saying you want a street van?
Going back, I wanted one I wanted one, and I wound up getting this conversion van, which is not a street van, but I just saw it and I liked it. And it's like a high top, it's got a higher top on it.
We're gonna need y'all to vote.
Maybe I'll show you guys a picture of it sometime. But anyway, the engine's stuck, but like I said, my buddy's him and I are gonna go ahead and rebuild the engine on it, and I'm gonna use that to haul because it's got a tow hitch on it, and it was towing stuff with it before. So I think it'll tow like 7,700 pounds. So you get camping, you can camp in it, and it'll haul stuff too.
And it has AC.
That's the
only perk.
All right.
When is the next trip?
We jabbing on that.
Think maybe July or August. We definitely have to get the bus to Flagstaff by September 20th, I think it is. 18th, 20th?
I think 18th, yeah. 18th, 19th, 20th, something.
For the ABC Jamboree.
Yep.
But until then, we're going to check out Yosemite next. And maybe cruise Route 66. Maybe see parts of Grand Canyon that we haven't seen before.
Yep.
Just depends on when we can get out there.
Yeah. So that's the plan. I mean, and then maybe December, or maybe I don't know, maybe Texas area. We'll see, or somewhere a little closer.
Then we got to hit up all of our Gulf Coast friends that we met at Bugs on the Bayou, because they have a lot of shows.
Yep.
But I don't know if there's going to be any at the end of the year.
Louisiana, we're gonna go check out. We'll see those guys. It'll be nice run into them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. We'll
see. A lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of options. Where do you guys want to see us go next? Do you guys have preferences? Is there any place park you want to see, or something you want to see?
I heard them say
we've been to a lot of places. Well, no, I say that we've been to places not in Volkswagen. We've been to a lot of like parks and stuff like that too, but we're trying to get more into doing it in the going in the Volkswagen.
Yeah, because it's so practical. It's your car rental, it's your hotel.
Yeah,
it's we don't have to dine out because we have everything we need to cook.
Just hit the grocery store, and then the cooler, fill it with ice. The Arctic cooler keeps the ice for a long time,
like 4 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have our shower set up. It's not the best, but it works.
Really, this was the first time we used it.
We used it before, but this was
it's a bladder bag,
cold.
And it was cold. That's the only thing we didn't heat up water and put it in the bag. But I had it on the roof rack, and the sun was hitting it, and then
it wasn't enough.
It just gets cold at night. It's like 50s at night.
Hey, but we were clean.
Yeah. And the water was just screaming as we're showering.
There were no other campers.
Yeah, we have like a little
pop-up tent.
A little pop-up almost tent that goes around it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice feeling being clean.
Absolutely.
That was for sure.
There were 2 days that was just way too cold, and we didn't even do much, but we didn't shower because it was
it was just too much.
It was freezing.
Yeah, your Yosemite trip's gonna be awesome. We're looking forward to that. When is the next trip? I don't know if we Colorado's great. Sand dunes, Pikes Peak. Yeah, Pikes Peak was cool. Oh, you just had that shirt on here earlier today.
I did.
That was cool.
Someone says, did the locksmith even do anything, or did Craig get it out?
Yeah, I got it out. I was able to grab a couple tools from him, and I was able to get it out in a couple minutes. But that worked out well. That definitely worked out well. And now I think I have a spare key here, maybe.
Yep.
And at the house, actually two here now. one in the bus, and then another one. So yeah, 4 or 5 keys.
Yep. You jinxed yourself when you said your bus was solid. Never talk about that while on a road trip. Glad you got it resolved.
Solid.
That was meant.
Oh, yeah, it's yeah, I mean, knock on wood, the powertrain wise, we're good. But I mean, you're gonna run into little issues here and there. I mean, I have a bunch of parts with me. And then Van Alert is I mean, that's a great tool. Everyone should have that app on their phone. People, Van Alert. If you're stuck in an area, people will host you there. You can work on your car. There's a place to come pick you up. There's shops that recommend different things like that. And then we've reached out on social media.
Different Facebook groups.
Yeah, so that's what saved us the last time with the pedal. Bay Pride, reaching out to Bay Pride and some of the groups there.
Yep. A couple people want us to go to Alaska.
So we've been to Alaska, but recently on a cruise, and that was awesome. That was out of the cruises we've been to a lot of places like Honduras, Mexico.
A lot of Caribbean cruises.
A lot of Caribbean cruises, but Angie and I have talked about this. It feels like Florida because I mean, you South Florida, it's very tropical. It feels like you got palm trees and the nice beaches and stuff like that. And we got that near us. We're close to the beach, but I don't know. It's just something about going to like a new place, like Alaska, and the greenery and all that stuff. It was just so cool to experience that, like something we're not used to.
Yeah.
Beaches, we see that again, at the Bragg. We do see beaches almost, it's like almost every day, or at least,
right.
We're so close. We live right by the water, where we're at currently.
Yeah. But we did a road trip last September. We rented a car and we left San Francisco and drove the Pacific Coast Highway, drove through the Oregon coast, drove through Washington, to Seattle.
And that's when we did the Alaska cruise.
But so that was beautiful. Oregon coast.
Oh, yeah.
I would do that again.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that was really nice. We enjoyed that. But yeah, it's just like seeing the new, like new scenery.
Yeah. We want to see new places.
Yeah, not little less tropical, more woodsy. We kind of like to see now.
Yeah. Colorado was cool.
Colorado's beautiful.
We did that last September too.
Yeah, we wanted to do Garden of the Gods. So what we did is we pulled up, and there was actually a Westy, a Vanagon Westy there, T3, and it was like I guess it was an observation. It was a visitor center, but then you're up like this observation deck kind of thing, and you're looking into the Garden of Gods. It was like, wow, it looked really cool.
It felt like we were in Arizona.
Yeah,
in that moment, but higher elevation for sure.
Yeah.
And we want to explore that again.
Boulder was pretty cool. So we saw Boulder.
Yep. Went to the Rockies.
We were at a friend's wedding. That's initially why we went to Colorado. And
Boyettes have been to Garden of the Gods.
Yeah.
So cool.
I bet. Yeah. It's
Key West trip in the future. I've been wanting to do that for a while.
I've never been to the Keys.
Our friend Dan's never been. We definitely got to plan that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were going to do it in the VWs though.
No.
Not interested.
It's too hot down there. I'd like to do it in the cooler, maybe.
Well, you've driven the Beetle down to Miami.
South Miami,
And your bus.
In my bus, yeah. I drove in my 61 bus down there. So that was like that took a long time in the Volkswagens. Took about
Was there a group of you?
10 hours, 12 hours. We kept meeting up with other people. It just took all day because we're going slow.
Yeah.
But it was a long, and even in the Beetle, coming from it took us 8 hours from the last show we drove to. We drove straight back.
Boy, it's that local Volks VW trip to Key West in the winter.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hey, that might be an idea.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I've never been to the Keys. I'd like to experience it. That'll be a fun. Duval Street is a big party street. I'm not a big partier, but it'd be something cool to check out.
Yeah, for sure.
Key West trip. Might be able to make that happen.
Yeah. Oh, you got to vote for the Econolines. Can't wait to see what you do with it.
Yeah. You know what's going to be nice about the Econoline? Normal cruising speeds, AC comfort.
We'll see.
But the thing is, I'm thinking I'm going to strip the interior out of it and try to make it kind of like, make some shower in there. I have a friend.
When are you going to have time to do this with the 61 you want to get done?
Yeah, yeah, I have dreams, but I have a friend that built a schoolie, and he's an electrician, and he's really good he does solar powered everything and battery power, very handy. And I'll probably get with him on that, but
we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see. We need to get it running first.
June's quiet in the Carolinas. Trying to get camping weekend with a small group of friends to fill in the void. We still want to hear about what was that? One of the springs.
Ginny Springs?
Yeah, Ginny Springs. We don't know too many people that went to that this year.
Not this year, no, because there's so many things going on. Vanny, I know you went. How did you like that area? It's tough because there's sometimes you go there and it's just so packed with people. But then, there's times it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they changed it from the busy holiday weekend.
Well, now isn't there like new owners? Wasn't it like
something like that?
Yeah, it might be a little different.
Well, we appreciate connecting with you guys.
Yeah,
wanted to do something a little relaxed. This time and catch up on our trip. And hi, nice to see you.
Hey, Francisco, nice to see you too.
Yeah. So we what's this?
Outer Banks in the Carolinas.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, maybe that too.
We may do a whole East Coast trip.
Yeah, if we bring Alfonso up from Florida up there, or the 61 or whatever, I don't know.
Because you want to do a couple of things to him.
Yeah, I want to do some welding, and I want to fix. There's some things I want to do when I get it back to Florida. I'm back to Florida.
Definitely want to fix the transmission.
The shifting, yeah.
Yep.
I might even pull the engine transmission out, check out the shift rod. I don't know. It's just to see. I don't know. Just inspect everything. But I did a new bushing up in the front, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, this is a new thing. We haven't done a live podcast before, but we figured, we want to do a live feed while we're on the trip. We just didn't get the chance to. We had connectivity issues, and we figured, we want to tell everyone about the trip. I'm sure people are going to be asking questions, so let's do a live podcast. Let's let everyone kind of ask us questions and kind of go from there, and we'll just talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a great trip, and hopefully these trips that we post, hopefully it kind of gets you guys like, I want to
inspire you to get out there.
Yeah, start traveling. Yeah, in the Volkswagen, that's what it's meant for. And we enjoy it. Just cool being able to go out to the parks and even the shows. Like Alfonso isn't a show winner by any means. No means. But
except for maybe a furthest traveled.
That's it. Yeah,
we haven't gotten one of those.
That's it. But it's if you can get it running good, engine, get your engine transmission tip top, and then just travel.
Yep.
Check the oil, adjust the valves, and keep going.
Well, thanks for hanging out. We will be posting the video soon of our trip. I've already posted all of the different VW shows that we went to out west. So you could check those out individually. And then we'll do our little vlog style. So let us know what you want to see. If you want to see something different, if you're tired of seeing anything, the podcast may switch up a little bit in the future, and stay tuned.
Yep.
We got all kinds of things up our sleeves.
Yeah.
But the whole goal, like I said earlier, is just connecting the VW community together, because it's just a great community. You've expressed that many a times. I've seen it firsthand, and
Yep. And that's what makes it easy on the road too, because you break down, you're always going to be there's always somebody nearby willing to help, and which is great. And that's, like you said, the Volkswagen community is just great, and it shows itself.
Yeah, we've met so many people
giving us free parts and everything. Everyone's, hey, just take this,
or a place to stay. Hey, if you're ever in this city, stop by. So we have a little book in Alfonso right now that has people's names and addresses in case we are in that city, that we can go camp out. Yeah.
So, yeah, like I say, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, we had a great time, and thank you for asking questions and interacting.
We enjoy that.
Yeah. If you enjoy it, if you enjoy what you're seeing,
let us know.
Let us like, subscribe, comment, whatever just
okay.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night, and we will see you guys next time.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.